I'm joined by Joe Harris right now, and Joe, welcome aboard to Brooklyn. And you know, with your background, your dad in particular, basketball family, but your dad coached for 32 years. He coached you also. What kind of influence did he have in terms of your development as a player and a person?
I think he probably had the biggest influence on me in terms of my development as a person and a player. I grew up around the gym. From the time that I was a 4-year-old kid, I was, kind of a little manager on his teams. Just grew up, going to the gym, being around the game. I feel like I even learned how to count using the score clock. So I was definitely grew up being a gym rat, and I wouldn't have the love for the game if it wasn't for him being a coach and being around the game.
So obviously, being a gym rat, and you shoot the ball fairly well from the outside, and you were number 2 at Virginia all time in three-point shooting percentage and makes. How do you see that style fitting in with the Brooklyn Nets now?
I think it's just kind of a necessary need on pretty much most teams in the NBA these days. The way that the game is kind of transitioning with guys spacing the floor and being able to shoot the ball. You can always use guys that can shoot, and that's what I do. That's why I'm here, and hopefully I can kind of carve out a little bit of a niche, being able to just really help space the floor, but then also showing my ability to defend.
Well, it's interesting, with the NBA, with the long ball has become so prevalent, and the name like Kyle Korver pops into my mind. Mm-hmm. More than just a shooter, obviously he's a solid player. Yeah. Do you think about guys like that and say, well, I can emulate Kyle Korver and maybe turn myself into that type of player?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that's definitely a goal for me as a player. You see a guy like Korver, especially coming from Coach Kenny's system down there in Atlanta and his familiarity with him. I think, being around Coach and, he's seen Korver and his development and his progression of becoming the player that he is right now is extremely impactful for me, especially with my skill set and size and ability.
Well, with the word development's an interesting word because Kenny and Sean both preach on that in terms of Kenny's ability to develop players. In what areas do you think he can help you improve the most?
I think there's a lot of different areas in which Coach is really going to help out. Just sitting down and chatting with him in the brief couple of times that I have, he's really just talked about developing my body. He talked about a guy like Korver and his attention to detail, especially with taking care of his body. He's able to shoot the ball really well, but he's also able to get himself open for shots. He's one of the best conditioned athletes in the NBA, and that's something that I need to try and get on the same page with.
Well, good luck this season. We're looking forward to watching you play.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thank you.